10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
First phase here by 5 anchors.
Yeah, and this already makes whoever gonna play Rubik a happy Rubik, because both Track, Invis from Bounty Hunter and Shadow Shaman Wards or even Shackle or Hex is like great spells to steal. And now OG reveals that they're gonna do some kind of a chance strategy, so this tells 5 anchors a lot more what OG has in mind.
Yeah,
But they already
smells like early push. Yeah. Then again, like Bounty Hunter used to be considered like a Chen counter, but that was back when Chen was like basically AFK farming the jungle for the first 5 to 10 minutes. But that's not really the way Chen's played these days anymore, is it?
No, he's by no means as good as he used to be, but he's still, because yeah, what you do with Chen nowadays is basically the first minute when there's no creeps, you just send creeps back on the offlane, because now this sandback spell you have, it works on creeps, so you just send them back and make sure that whoever offlaner you have can have a good time. Then you just go and take a creep, whatever creep is good. Hopefully you get like this blast creep or the Ursa creep that are some of the strongest level 1 early game creeps, and then you just go to the offlane. You kind of dual lane with your offlaner, and it's putting a lot of pressure on any safe lane really, because it's kind of hard to deal with this Chen creeps, especially if you don't have a hero like Witch Doctor or even Crystal Maiden, but that hero is so rarely picked. But 5 anchors show their supports now, so I think that's why they picked this Chen. They will definitely have to get something. I mean, Gyro here would be a very standard pick. They banned Gyro out, which is very smart from them, because it's a hero that deals fairly well with Chen in the laning stage, and it's extremely good later on. You just kill all the creeps.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
The cool thing about that hero, but as I said, wisely taken away, so you can't rely on that particular bit of AoE.
Yeah.
What other core heroes are there that actually bring you that? Dragon Knight, perhaps? There's a Brewmaster that you mentioned.
The thing is, Gyro is by far the worst one, and the more I think about it, this Chen pick, like, it makes me be like, wow, you're so smart, Fly, because he picks it the last pick in the first phase, so he's gonna have 2 bans to, you know, counter whatever you feel scared of, which is Gyro mainly. And he's already seen the support, so like this Chen pick is, I actually love it a lot. But yeah, 5 anchors, they counter with the Brewmaster, so they have a really strong 5-man themselves going here. Yeah, and I'm curious to see here. I assume they're gonna go either with a very flexible core, like 1 or 2 hero, or they're just gonna pick their offlaner here. They could go something like Nakes here or whatever that can just solo against Brewmaster basically and come out fairly on top. Weaver is not that good. Yeah, it's not too much to take on from that. But Razor is another hero that would be good at Brewmaster, but that one is banned, so good on 5 anchors. They've done their homework and they've pre-thought about these drafts. They ban out the Puck as well, which is, you know, a S4 staple hero. I actually know that No-Tail has played Visage mid.
Oh wow.
They go with the Centaur. But this Visage mid now with this Chen, and they're gonna it's a hero to keep in mind. Maybe they will pick it up and go like super crazy 5-man early game.
It certainly could be interesting. I mean, Visage mid is one of these things, one of these strats that kind of comes out every once in a while, and whenever it does, it seems extremely ridiculous, because once Visage hits level 6, you just straight up kill somebody if they're not careful. It's just so much damage coming out, especially if you already have your medallion to work with. But well, we'll see. For now, the Centaur is uncommon enough as it is. Probably gonna be the offlaner here.
I would think that 5 anchors, they need a hero. Lightsaber maybe? Okay, they're gonna go Timber. I like this pick because this Centaur and this Chen is gonna provide a lot of pressure on their safe lane. Like, that's the plan of OG right now. And 5 anchors, they need a hero that can somewhat deal with it. I pointed out Lightsaber because it's kind of good against Centaur, and you can at least... You won't die that easily, but I do like this Timber pick a lot more than it, because when it's level 3, and he's gonna have these 10 reactive charges, and he's gonna have Timber Chain, like, they won't be able to feed on him like they would on many other carries, so... very nice pick from 5 anchors here.
Dire team ban.
Tinker.
It's a very good pick.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, OG, they have this Chen creeps with TP on for the Tinker, which is very nice for them, and Tinker is a counter to Timber Swap because he provides so much spell damage that it's very hard for Timber to stay in fights. But another point I want to take out with this Timber Swap that I really like it, that of course it's a good counter to Centaur, because Centaur is very strength reliant, and you have very good wave clear against the Chen creeps. The Chakram is a good spell for that. I wonder what they're gonna ban out here on OG. Maybe Storm. Or they could... I don't think they're afraid of Spectre, because Spectre will get 2 destroyed into the lane. Not possible to pick that.
Remaining. OG's turn to...
But not... Then they're gonna lack this right-click late game hero too. And...
Ten seconds remaining.
The Centaur has providing a lot of... oh, they go Arc Warden. Tops on special. I like this. And... I'm not... I'm not sure, I'm not an Arc Warden player, but I would imagine the hero is fine against Tinker. Like, you can for sure find him with your little spirit race or whatever they call it. You can find him in the trees. You can scout him out. You're gonna go with maybe this Shadowblade Orchid Nullifier build that destroys any hero. And like this pick for sure keeps 5 anchors draft good against OG. Like I did not think of a hero that could salvage this draft for them, but this certainly does it. I still think that OG's draft might be better, but this definitely, yeah, this is a very good pick.
Yeah. Well, just wait for the for the meteor hammer on Arc 1. Easy split push, easy. That's one thing that that the Arc 1 might actually struggle with. I mean, with the normal build, you got like Maelstrom and whatnot to split push and get creep waves, but you don't really necessarily do a lot of damage to towers. Certainly not if there's a Tinker on the other team to just clear through waves and turn.
I want to point out one thing. What OG has in mind for this draft is they're gonna snowball from laning stage. They're gonna use his Shen, they're gonna win the top lane. This Lifestealer and Rubik. Lifestealer, they're gonna give an advantage to Lifestealer against Brewmaster, and then Fly is gonna start roaming once Resolution has face boots. And then they're gonna wanna go as 5, like 20 minutes into the game. And Tinker, yes, he's usually seen as a delay hero, but he's actually very good in early game pushes as well, because you just march up when you, and it's super hard to engage into. So I really do believe that is the game. Deal with it, delay as much as you can until this Arc Warden has 6 slot, and then hopefully Topson can carry us.
Yeah. Meantime, we also have the Terminasaur, who, if he gets items, he can do a crazy amount of damage himself. And yeah, the Brewmaster can get you there, really. I mean, if you manage to take good fights around that ultimate. And you also have the Bounty Hunter to kind of give you the vision to make that happen, so there's plenty of tools available to win this game. The question is, can they execute it up against OG's game plan here, which is gonna put on a decent amount of pressure, to say the least.
And 5 anchors decide to dodge the lanes, which I think tower very early. 5 anchors might lose their safe lane tower very early. I'm not sure, but we're gonna have to see. But it's a nice little sneaky play for my 5 anchors to just screw up the lanes a little bit. I'm sure this is not what OG really wanted. They wanted to destroy this timber.
Well, certainly at least gonna get that free level for the centaur anyway with the creep pull. Chen is just spending his time dragging back creeps, one would have imagined. Now with sentry down in mids, you also have this bounty hunter trying to be a nuisance.
Classic tri-lane mid.
Yeah. I mean, you should be fine with these 1v1 matchups still, right? I mean, until Timbersaw gets a couple of extra levels. Right now it doesn't have the Whirling Death to really threaten Lifestealer.
Yeah, for now this lane is fine for Lifestealer, like you said, but as levels goes on and he gets a lot of reactive armor, I do believe that Timber wins this matchup, but I'm not super confident in it. Yep. Lifestealer might still do okay.
Shall keep an eye on that. But now it's a 1v1 there, Fly hanging around to mid, making sure that No Tail is fine.
Yeah,
and
that's the triple stun, by the way. This is a super cute little trick. You eat the first golem, and then you take over the second one so that the first one dies, and you get these small little babies. It's you can actually get 4 stuns, and then you have like a clapper or stun or something, and you do like 500 damage with stuns.
Actually, they also actually have 2 sentries in mid, so keep an eye on Oxia. Trying to catch his bounty hunter out, but unable to really do so. He's taking over another creep. One set of shot golems will be expiring. But it's a pretty good ganking combo as well. Extra burst from the 2 creeps and from 2 shot golems and the Dark Troll Summoner. Not really all that use like instant timber, so it's already level 3.
Yeah, so it's already gonna be quite a rough gank if they want to go for it now. Level 2 reactive armor. But for now, Jarek is just farming and Okisia is just leeching.
Yep. Quite early game. Top lane though, that might change now. Lift into the stun, follow up with the double edge. Level 1 Trixi dropping quite low here. Only has tangles to work with, trying to juke to the trees. But it's dropping super low. Another double edge. The first blood is drawn by S4 Centaur.
Very nice rotation from Fly to Because you kind of believe that's gonna be a 1v1 lane for both S4 and Trixi. Like, you're not really prepared for any like support rotation necessarily. Fly abuses that and makes sure that S4 gets a nice lead.
Oh, Bounty Hunter continuing to struggle. Hasn't found a courier, he hasn't found his level 2 even, so even if he did, really hard to one-shot it without the Janata. It's like the biggest story here in this early game. Chen at the very least is level 2 now because he has that capability of farming. He isn't reliant on being able to find these rotations, but now S4 actually dropping kind of low. Another crit from Trixi.
Yeah.
He will be dropping down very low. Does get the double stomp, and this should be enough to give him the space needed.
Yeah, nice of S4 to not give away the counter kill after getting the advantage. Yeah, that would make it right back in Trixi's favor, but for now, just farming away. Yeah. I do believe that 5 Anchors and OG is happy with how the current pace is going though. But it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna make the first move, if anyone is gonna make a move now that in a minute catapults are spawning, and that is a time where a lot of teams tends to want to make a move, get some tower pressure, especially with a Chen.
Yep.
Trixi top again.
Oh god.
Just
rolling down the same combination, yeah.
Yeah, and this double stun from, I mean, they didn't even need the lift from Rubik. It's just the double edge damage. It's a lot of burst.
Level 2 now, so it's only 250. Pretty solid nuke. You can afford 2 if you're helpful. And now Shackles in mid here, they're gonna go. Thompson level 4. And we'll do a lot of damage with these spark waves. Couple of right clicks will be needed. Stick charge is keeping him alive for now. And the March making sure that Tinker will be safe from the continued dive. Alright, and now wrap around again. Ooh, no tail. He's back up to full health though. Thompson low and mana low and health points himself. Doesn't stick charges of his own. So don't think they can really do anything with this wraparound. Also considering the Bounty Hunter is still level 2, but what the hell was that? Faxu cancelling his own shackles, I guess. Now counter wraparound. Smoke from Fly, Jarek with 2 centaurs to work with.
The 5-minute push.
Yeah. Lift it to double stomp. Just S4 calling on his brethren, essentially.
I think they're, now that they realize, okay, they're not here, they might just take over the dire catapult and start pressuring the tower a little bit.
Yep. Just waiting for someone to show when Thompson might run straight into it. Meanwhile up top though, S4. Being got on himself perhaps, but with full health, very hard to actually burst him down before he can just stomp and walk away. But that is, they're gonna spring the trap lit into one stomp, into number 2, and he is DED dead, and they do what you said. Take over the catapult, but you have to get it out of the tower range. Never mind.
Oh god.
Never mind that. Gotta lose both of them.
That's actually very lucky for 5 Anchors, because they would take a lot of damage. And yeah, mid tower is by far the tower that is the most valuable on the map, so you don't want to take any excessive damage on it. So a lucky break for 5 Anchors there. They get both the catapults without even firing a single shot.
Yep.
And I want to point out
Hell got the back.
Resolution is doing amazing bottom against this 1v1 against Timbersaw. Doing way better than I actually thought the matchup is.
Keeping himself up, topped up. No tail though in the mid. 3 heroes up against 1. No support. Pexi takes a lot of damage from these machines spawning on him, but not enough for a counter kill. So good catch there, trying to equalize his mid lane situation a little bit. I mean, how's it looking? Thompson closing in on that level 6, and that's a point where Tinker doesn't really want to stick around, but he's also went for full-on March build. Only 1 point up in Rocket and Missile. So he's going to be able to rotate into the jungle sooner rather than later.
I mean, yeah, no tell he's just gonna go AFK farm after a little bit. I think that when Thompson hits level 6, that's when, yeah, you don't want to be in this lane because it gets, he has so much kill potential on you.
Yeah.
And maybe then Notel will just take off. But for now, Thompson is actually the one to go in jungle.
Feels a little bit scared himself, I guess.
Jarex he's on the hunt.
Yeah.
I guess Thompson sniffs it out and he just feels that I don't want to do any stupid feats here. I'm just gonna play safe as necessary.
Yep. Alright. Meanwhile, Oxia, he's still level 2 on his Bounty Hunter. If If you look at the levels, both of these supports are kind of struggling. Pimpmu almost level 4 though. He's been sticking around the lanes more often, but so is Jerax and Fly closing in on level 5. So is this going to be an issue going forward, like not having the track available soon?
For sure, they want this Bounty Hunter to get at least level 6, around 12-13 minutes the latest. Otherwise, it's getting quite rough, and for now he needs to find this. If he can get a kill or two, that would be amazing. But
Pimpmu is so dead, isn't he? Root, you have the golems. Plenty of burst damage here with the third one coming through. Trixi made the rotation, trying to go for the counter. Gets a couple of nice little hits and onto Jerax, but the bottom blocks can be there. Trixi though, pretty damn fast with the face boots. Reach room, but Jerax can't really go for it. Oh, there it is. He has a haste rune though from Centaur. Makes a movement speed, making sure that he gets away.
Yeah, very nice of them to beware, because sometimes you just forget, you know, you have a center on team and stuff. I can just ask for the speed, but of course OG won't do that. They're on point.
Oh, Jerax probably looking for more. Are there any stacks here for Tinker? Not really. At least you don't have that. Now Resolut1on gone on Trixi, making the most of this rotation. Oxia Bounty Hunter also joining in. There's no rage, there's no ultimate available here for Resolut1on for another couple of seconds. And another rage coming in now, but he's fast on his feet anyway. With these treads and now sliding rotation in. Trixi's super low, doesn't have his own ultimate, not enough mana, so he just straight up gets dropped. That is not what they wanted out of that.
Yeah, it's getting to a rough position where if they're gonna go here as well. They have dust.
They do indeed. Makes for an easy double if the creeps didn't kill it.
Yeah, so
oh god, what?
There's a Chen.
Oh yeah.
But OG's, yeah, they're putting on a crap ton of pressure as expected. They are executing their lineup here, the early game pressure that we talked about, and they're 5k ahead in 10 minutes. So.
Top lane is for barely gets a send back as Trixi comes in to defend the lane.
For 5 anchors now, it's basically waiting room for tops on Midas, because that's when this hero really starts farming ridiculously fast. But OG has done very well job at keeping that Midas delayed for as long as possible. But
yep,
and he's farming away currently.
Chen was thinking about trying to go on him again, but didn't really have the nice angle with him sitting on the high ground. He should always be able to make his way out.
This Timber has treads, by the way, and I do believe the reason he went treads is because he was in a 1 versus 1 with Lifestealer. Your spells aren't necessarily gonna be too useful, and you're gonna have low mana and all that jazz. So I think he went treads to somewhat try to combat this Lifestealer.
Yeah.
Just pure old right clicks.
Well, right-clicking Timber Saw is not something to heal that often, but
I mean, he's
certainly something. Fight up top, here double stun comes through, but OG, they're just calling it quits. Resolut1on's gone on, just another ultimate used. But 5 anchors can't really make use of that. They can't exploit that in any way, because they even lose the mid tower, and again, it is OG looking for kills, and empty down bottom. Forced to Timber Chain his way out of there. The only thing that they've got going for themselves right now is this top push. But no level 6 on Shadow Shaman yet, not even a sliver of damage done to his tower just yet. And they're gonna try. He's holding onto the stump for now, gets a double. Another TP coming through, that's a Lifestealer onto the tower. Another one, that's a Tinker on the Shrine. Trixi has yet to pose ultimate. Pummel Split still available, and this might give OG pause.
usually did not want to go on the Brew there since, you know, he has ulti.
Yep.
And no, till he has his boots to travel now, he's gonna go for a blink next. Jerax has gone for Earn, which is not usual for Chen, but I do believe it's because of Timber. Spirit Vessel is extremely good against the Timber Saw, yep. So I do think that Jerax is gonna go for that item.
But now seeping out of the danger zone here, a couple of heroes walking in this general area, as they do find the creeps being teleported out.
Looks like they're gonna make a move on the top tower.
Yeah. It feels like OG it's all on them right now. They're the ones who are making things happen, and as you said before, 5 anchors just holding on, holding their breath top, so does have enough money for the Hand of Midas now. I say mana, that's so weird.
S4 is smoked up now with Resolution,
Bottom lane, they're gonna go for no tail. Does have the channeling, but no TP. Oh god, they actually considering gonna get the kill as they're fighting on the march. Now Nemphy also dropping kind of low. Shackles on top of the Brewmaster's ultimate. They will find that kill eventually, but at what cost? Paxu next one to drop. And Thompson ended up dropping in the jungle. Damn.
I just want to point.
And Trixi's not out of the danger zone either.
That was based RNGesus for with the marches. He actually got the Rasta. He had like 3 marches instantly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yes, Timber Chain is gonna catch Trixi maybe.
Yeah. They're trying. S4 does have a blink already. Available again in another couple of seconds, so blinks down with the way Trixi's going. Could be a thing. They're pinging him out. They want to, but he's a little bit too fast with these face boots.
Yeah, they defend the tier on bottom. They lose no tail, sure, but they get like two kills for it. And meanwhile, S4 and Lifestealer did find the tops on Arc Warden, while he had minus on off cooldown. Not like this. That's the worst.
The humanity.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of network, he's not really looking all that good. He's even, no, he was below Trixi before he's finally using his Midases here. But I think we still need to see more out of this Brewmaster. First fight, yeah, you get the kill, as you said, but at what cost, right? You need to win these fights more decisively. You want to slow OG down at all. Because right now, they're hitting the timings perfectly.
Yeah, and he's going for the Vladimir Super. He's not going for the Blink. And I assume the thought process here is that he doesn't really need to initiate on them, because OG is gonna come at them. So Vladimir's, that extra damage, that little bit of armor, it could be really useful for these early fight engagements.
Yep.
Because yeah, OG...
tower trade for now, but OG don't want to fight Infest. Mass TP's up top, S4 is ready with the ultimate, with the blink. They find the lift into the storm, they try to blow immensely, and they will not quite be successful. They still get the kill. At the end of the day, Trixi finds the TP out, so only the one casualty. Push still going a little bit here as Jarex remained in the bottom lane. But once again, 5 anchors. They are being punished for the movements.
They did get the tier 1 tower though, which is nice to get some map control, but yeah, they do pay with the timber.
Yeah. And then push still going no tail. Look at this. Right now, he's doing ridiculous amount of damage to Thompson. Just with the rocket spam.
This is so obnoxious.
Damn.
Jarex is out deep.
He's scouted out, he's all alone. He slows by Oxel, still not level 6. 15 minutes in, you were talking about the timings that they were looking for. Certainly not there with this kill. They might find it, but they just have to get it first, and they will in the end, with everyone else joining the party.
At this point for 5 anchors, any kills is, well, very welcome. But yeah, OKC, yeah, he needs to hit the 6.
Still doing the bounty hunter thing, just scouring people out as much as he can. That is very deep indeed.
He is fine. Yeah, the way in for 5 anchors here in this game, because 6k gold lead for OG 60 minutes in, that is very rough. But yeah, they have this track and this Arc Warden.
Oh, they have the dust as well, bounty hunter. They saw him walk in, Fly hiding inside the tree line there. Perfect positioning.
Bounty hunter just wanted some experience. But denied.
Feels bad, man. Now Fly.
He's the invis.
He's playing bounty hunter now. He sees Paxu. He's taking at half health, but also Nemphy and Trixi in this general area. So no easy way to burst him down. No tail though.
He's gonna find tops on.
Oh god, no. That's big lift onto the real tops and need a little bit more damage, but no tail is right there in the middle of that. Oof. Very good indeed. And Fly, yeah, he stole his ultimate, didn't he? I was like very confused. Why are there 2 Rubiks?
Time to buy.
But hey,
maybe not.
Can you also use spell steal with your Rubik thing, or is that?
I don't. I have no idea.
Don't think so, right? Because you can't use the ultimate as Arc Warden, so I figure it would be disabled.
Yeah, no, that's probably true. Ultimate might be...
Next question is, do these spell steal aura stack? Or not the spell steals, the... what's it called? Null field auras.
You're asking way too hard questions right now.
I'm just throwing that into the air for someone to figure out in chat, maybe. In any case, you might be able to just have one each, the aggressive one and the defensive one.
That's true.
Yeah. Crazy things that you can do with Rubik.
And there's a smoke down bottom. They want Topson once again. They know Topson, that's their way in. They're not giving him any room to farm. They want to kill him. They want to hunt him. Oh, and Jerax has these two centaurs. It's the gatekeepers of the high ground.
Yeah. All the centaurs in this game. I'll now reveal one or two of them as middle lane tower is being pressured a little bit. 5 anchors down in the top lane, but they have to push against March, and this is not really something that's viable. The lane's being chipped away at. They already lost the bottom tier 2 as well.
You or something.
Oh wow, that's a new one.
Yeah, not.
Rotate, even going back in, he's tracked up, super low in health, but just again nothing that 5 anchors can really do about it.
I really do like this use though, because track is 5 anchors primary like way of finding this tinker in team fights.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jules just purges it off. So very nice of No-Tail to think out of the box and not just go the standard norm, which is, you know, the lens, Ags. What happened?
Yeah. Chen just had one of these mud golems and Trixi took it away with the helm of the Dominator.
Oh.
So trading things back and forth.
That's a classic.
Here's the Spirit Vessel completed for Jerax. So extra tools to deal with this Timber Saw. And again, Topson, you mentioned it, he has the Midas, sure, but he's not gotten any of these effective split pushing items or fighting items or anything. He only now finished up the Maelstrom. But we've seen it before, like if he's in the middle of these fights, he just gets bursted down at this point.
Yeah,
That is.
Meteor Hammer Timbers is online, however. This is the comeback, this is when it happens.
Topson giving that strat over to Nymphy this time around. That was just the Rubik illusion. Or the clone, the replication, replicate, whatever you want to call it. Oh geez, still hanging around up top even though they've already killed the tower. This has not necessarily been scouted out. Oxia is on the hunt, but I'll figure that out. Resolution. Oof.
This is one of the nice things with Tinker, because usually you can't really stay around and like hope to get a kill in an area for this long. But when you have a Tinker, he deals with the split push, he deals with the lanes all by himself. So
Yep.
your team gets more like space to kind of look for kills.
Pimpmu. Slowed down by the ultimate community and just before it got hexed, so just secure that solo kill more or less. Now all of a sudden the rest of OG also in this middle lane. Looking to even go high ground. I mean, is anything stopping them right now?
I mean, they have quite good high ground with Arc Warden, you know, this magnetic field is always super obnoxious to go high ground against. And just his constant spam and Timber Saw Chakram. It's not the easiest to go high ground on. They can try it, but I do believe OG is one of these very safe teams. They're just gonna kind of play their advantage and get like a 20k goal lead before they really risk it.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, opportunity presents itself. If they get like a tip or something.
Yeah. In any case, Roshan's also another objective that they can take now. Now that they've taken out all the tier 2s on the map. Right now they have an okay amount of vision here around the Dire side area, so they'll be comfortable enough going for it right they have now. Not the best Roche team, but normally, but they have the Desolating Lifestealer, so going for that build means that you can take objectives, including Roshan, relatively, I don't want to say easily or quickly, but it makes it possible. But they found Trixi. Fuels into Storm.
That was a lot of damage.
That was Penitence in action, holy hell. 36% bonus damage now. They find the Topson clone on top of that.
That spell is like hidden OP, basically. Like it's a lot of slow for level 1, especially, and then like later on you can just this double edge damage is becoming insane if you do it on a penitence target.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Go to game 2 maybe.
Yeah, Ig is done, or Roshan done.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, Aegis in hand now on the Lifestealer. Thompson is with his clone down here. A bit of chip damage to the tower, maybe, if it wasn't for the Tinker. It's really throwing a wrench in these plans and the strategy that you normally want to do as an Arcward.
Yeah, they both kind of... I guess Tinker counteracts Arcward more, because you will never be able to split push as you would. But Thompson, as we look at net worth, like he's climbing up there. He's making use of this minus. But as I say that...
Ugh. Well, that's not making use of anything right now because he's dead for 50 seconds. Does a buyback to work with, but this is the death push coming through from OG, perhaps.
Yeah, they have an opportunity now. 40 seconds dead.
Milton doesn't even care, just blinks up to the high ground.
It's BKB now as well. This is not a normal Tinker build.
It certainly isn't. Oh, they find Nymphy on the outside. They're trying to channel up that Meteor Hammer, but this is not exactly the kind of situation that item is built for. They get another free kill on the outside, and now Rai also being very cheeky with that stolen timber chain. Alright, yeah, gonna have to try and find a way to stop this, but of all the heroes that you have left, you have no wave clear whatsoever.
Day vision as well, so Tinker can just go ham.
Blinking across, blinking forward, trying to snipe Paxton with the rocket, but it's not quite flying out. In any case, it's chasing them all the way back to the fountain.
It's a nice cheeky play to send him back, and then he just puts some marsh really deep in.
Doesn't look good at all, OG.
Are they gonna continue though?
Staking that claim. It's still the Aegis, so why down not to Shep? Shaman wasn't committed, but Pimpmu, he'll give his life for it. Trixi with the ultimate trying to do something. But at this point, well, there's gonna be enough. Resolution is starting to chew through these rulings.
We didn't even talk about this combination, but Chen and Tinker is so obnoxious. Chen thinking he just jump in and put really like deep marshes that are in 5 Anchor's face, and then he just gets sent back.
Yeah. Oh, nice light there on the Aegis.
And he got the Rubik.
Nippy with a burst.
Rubik got the Brewmaster ulti.
Oh god, no, really? Just walking around here with these rulings, this is not ideal at all. Now, Thompson's gonna have to fight with Resolut1on, so it's a strong triple stop from S4 with the extra movement speed and just chewing through 5 anchors one by one. No Tail claiming himself a double kill. They're all checked up at this point, it doesn't really matter. No Tail straight back into it, new and refreshed. Nymphy, all he can do is just try and timber chain back to base. Thompson does not have that luxury. Triple kill for the Tinker. Let's go for bad to worse here. They haven't even claimed the racks yet, but
they're just going for kills.
They're just going for kills, forcing out these buybacks. And even if they have to back off now, they'll have that to look forward to in the next fight, but they don't want one more. Resolution raged up, Pimpmu is dead. Thompson looking to be dead as well, and this might very well be GG here in game number 1. And it is.
Amazing execution from OG. I really do love how the way they drafted this. However, 5 anchors, they did find a pick that could somehow work, which is the Arcward, but OG, they're just a lot crisper, a lot better. They know exactly what they want from the laning stage and whatnot. Yeah, they demolish 5 anchors in game 1 here.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. OG's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. OG's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. Ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
And back, time for game number 2 here between 5 anchors. No captain this time around. Used to have a captain. And there were 4 anchors, but now it's 5. Cool story that, but they're up against OG, the big old juggernaut here who won game number 1 quite a convincing fashion with a pretty good draft to boot. We'll see whether they can do that again, or whether they can find a Thompson hero that actually has a place in the game, because that Arc Warden was a little bit too slow for them in the last one. Clockwork first pick.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn.
You're flexible enough, right? You can run them as a 3, you can run them as a 4. So, and yeah, I mean, it kind of stops you from wanting to pick Tinker if you're OG most of the time.
At least it's a good hero against Tinker. That's nice.
10 seconds.
But already OG picks Rubik, which is one of the nicer supports against him, because
5 seconds
you have the lift, so even if you get cogged, you have ways of at least delaying your death.
Yep. Now the Elder Titan as well. Not quite as good against the Clockwork, can't really get any of the spells off. At least not the Stomp. If you caught inside the Clockwork cogs, but speaking of Clockwork tricks, the Shadow Fiend coming in, so you can get these extra souls, only 12, not more than that here, because that's been nerfed in that regard, but still it turns it into a relatively easy right-clicking game, regardless.
Radiant team ban.
Yep. Alright. No worries. But the Vengeful Spirit pretty strong out of the carry position if you have this right-clicking mid here that you can buff up then in the later parts of the game. Not really picked up as the one solo core or like solo right-clicked dealer, damage dealer in the later game. But life still taken away as well. I wonder if they worry about this Elder Titan at all. Because with the Gen banned out, OG went for that. That's the second pick. And it's also one of these heroes that can really catch you off guard. That can amplify the damage output of your entire team so much with the natural order. On top of the Rubik null field. So I would imagine OG wanting to maybe go for some sort of spellcasters going forward, to try and take advantage of that.
10 seconds remaining.
Especially against heroes that are rather squishy like the Shadow Fiend. Unless he itemizes heavily into stats. So, something to keep in mind is also take away the Omni Knight. So, out of the offlane that would not be available for 5 anchors, to counter that out somewhat with repel strats. Welcome back. OG, I mean, you all have a lot of magic amplification from the Elder Titan and the Rubiks. What are you looking for now? Do you go back for the Centaur here as your offlane?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Yeah. Plenty of options here. They're taking the time to think through that. For 5 anchors. Oh. Fuck, there it is. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, yeah. How do you respond to that? I mean, Disruptor is still in the pool. Wouldn't hate that here up against OG now.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. One single target from that.
5 seconds remaining.
Yep. So this is a carry pick now. What would you like to see? Something like super strong, late gamey, like Terrorblade? Yeah, that's the other good question. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, it gets annoying for pretty much any hero in mid, but in this game in particular, you don't really have the classic heroes that can match that kind of aggression. Like Rubik doesn't necessarily want to babysit mid, doesn't really have good tools like that make that easy. And Elder Titan, yeah, sure, you can kind of sit there for a little bit, but it's kind of underwhelming compared to something like Bane or the Clockwork.
Radiant team picked.
Oh. Alright, you mentioned that last game, and now it's coming out in game number 2. They were taking all of the reserve time really to think about that and make sure, yeah, okay, this is the game for it. Okay. Is that a safe lane DK now, or offlane, or are you thinking about running that mid against the Visage?
Five seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh, last ban coming out. Wasn't sure what OG is even doing. Probably gonna be some sort of carry ban, right? Yeah. When you do have the flag cannon as well against the Visage. And all the other AoE also affecting them, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Certainly thinking about what they want.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Legion Commander.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero. Seconds remaining.
I don't think it's a huge outdraft or anything. I definitely think 5 anchors can execute and win this one for sure.
Yep. They certainly have to if they want to stay alive in the series. Even if they lose, though, they will be dropping down to the lower bracket and not completely out of the qualifiers just yet. As we're just getting started here with the EU bracket of the DAC 2018 qualifiers.
S4 has the fancy Puck ultra rare set, I believe, from the last chest. Just want to point that out.
Alright.
His hats are important.
Curious cold spell. Figured that he'd be the one to have this orb on his head with the dream call.
Eh?
Apparently not. Doesn't want to look back, just wants to look forward.
Resolution and S4 is sitting in an interesting position here. I wonder what the plan is. They don't really have kill heroes. I guess they wanna like
S4?
Man up and try to get the room.
S4 revealing himself, but yeah, with this many heroes showing from 5 anchors, there's no way they can stick around. They're just trying to be a little bit confusing, like showing the puck in the safe lane. But then they also saw the trolls, so it's not really worked out in the end.
Yeah, I think too that like when they stand like that, if 5 anchors only move a hero there, for example SF or the offlaner, they will be able to get the rune, which is, you know, it's a nice addition. What is S4 doing?
Getting hits a bunch. Is he pulling the mid creep wave? He's tried to. I don't really know.
What is this new meta strategy? I would like to think why he thinks that was like... Because he obviously does it because he has a reasoning why it's beneficial for him in the game, but I wanna know what it is.
Either that or just derped for the sake of it. It's certainly not really helping him in terms of lane equilibrium. He's still able to kind of fix it.
Yeah.
But what's even more interesting though is this no-tail Visage on the off lane here, aggressively together with Jerax, up against the safe lane Shadow Fiend. I mean, talk to me about this one a little bit.
I mean, they obviously want the Visage against Shadow Fiend. Actually, never mind, they do not.
Or do they? TPing mid instead. No-tail taken over there.
I think they maybe predicted that SF would be mid and they want the puck against Shadow Fiend. But the 5 anchors, they kind of juked him a little bit, so now he's on the back foot since they had to use both of their TPs to get the lanes as they wanted.
Yeah. It's a little bit weird here with this many heroes that can go mid on one side. I mean, normally you see the mid lane being the most stable and like the most... Like, hey, we send this hero mid and he's gonna stay mid, and we see the musical lanes from the side lanes. But none of this game apparently for Luigi.
Nope.
Alright. Which lane do you see the first blood happening? Because they're all gonna be on top of each other.
It's very hard. I would imagine mid is not really gonna be any kills. Both of them are extremely tanky heroes, just by the nature of themselves. So either offlane or any of the offlanes. But this might be a game where kills won't happen for a while.
Yeah.
Neither side has any like really aggressive heroes.
Unless one hero oversteps his bounds, perhaps. Until then, it's gonna be some farming lanes here. Everyone trying to get themselves ahead. I mean, this Legion Commander though, off to a good start. Trixi almost level 4 now. We'll get it with if he can secure a couple of knights here. Oh,
that looks. Jerax is hitting hard. He's gonna
hitting very hard here. Okay. He tanks a few raises, but still gets the kill and out of that situation. He has 4 though, running into Oxia. Not all that the Clockwork can do though at this point if the orb is still available.
And I do believe what Jerax is doing here is that he's starting at the Dire's ancient camp. You can see that he's stacked a lot on their side. Then he just runs the Spirit through these camps. And then while the Spirit is doing that, you're running down to here to their camps or like to the lane camp. So when you receive your Spirit, it runs through a couple of lane creeps or even maybe a hero, and then you get approximately a crap ton of damage, and you bonk Bane on the head.
Is that the technical term?
Bonk, yes, that is.
Bonk. I mean, you get
term.
Yeah, 6 damage per creep, but that's a lot of creeps.
Yeah, as you
might
can
see him do it right now.
A lot of stacks here, and that's gonna be very nice for. I guess Troll is gonna farm it with Puck or something like this.
Yeah. It's gonna stack the double, but gets unlucky. This one Thunderhide bugs out, so he would get an ancient stack. Unfortunate. These kind of stacks also in a position where they can't really be contested easily. Normally for 5 anchors you have like the Legion Commander who can be through those with the overwhelming odds build. But it's kind of on the other side of the map, so you probably won't see that.
Pex is fighting with Jerax, and here comes the damage for Jerax.
Ooh. There's also Nightmare available. Delaying that, a couple extra right clicks. Yeah, Pex also hitting quite hard by himself, especially with the Clockwork also coming in. Okay, the pushback, actually dropping down to the low ground. He's just walking by Bruises, walking by these ogres.
Oh, great.
Wants to just buy more time. Yeah, just have the Tranquil boots too, so he's gonna start to heal up at the same time. Legion Commander is the one who's actually dropping up top, and damn. It's a misplay there from Clockwork. Should have just tried to run down with the battery assault, I guess.
Yeah, that's a rough one for sure.
Oof.
Felt like they were gonna get a freebie, but no. Jerax says not this time.
Yeah. And this is the creep sleep change in action here, making sure we can make this in.
Yeah, they can stop here.
Alright.
Comes the Spirit.
It's pretty damn tanky. No Tail does not have a single point to soul assumption. He's trying. But he's being juked down towards the trees, goes for a stomp. Bane unable to burst him down with another brain sap, so they don't get the kill, but they also don't get punished for it, really.
No, and yeah. It is this innate tankiness of Dragon Knight. So damn hard to kill.
Envy down bottom. Look at him, just having a lot of troubles up against this puck. Being right click down even though he's a level ahead.
Yeah. Puck is a hero that can put on a lot of pressure on SF. But it's you need to be very good at puck because SF can easily, like, if you screw up, SF just raises you a couple of times and you're very low HP. If you've played like very well, you can do a lot to mess with SF, and obviously puck is one of S4's, if not the best hero for him.
Pimpmu with the Resolut1on. S4 put his bottle on the ground here for Rubik to pick up, so Pimpmu was almost in position to even snipe that. That would have been hilarious, but for now there's a double raise and the rain sap. I was not expecting that extra hero. So very quick kill here for Flanker, so putting themselves on the board, fly, tipping back up top. So Resolut1on's also kind of dropping low. They're trading punches here between the Troll and the Legion.
A nice little boost in gold there to get the kill for sure.
What's Clockwork doing? I can maybe even get a kill here. Rubik though not the easiest to keep locked down unless he's already used his lift. I do see him there. Thinks he's hidden, but he's not. One of these trees have been taken down, so yeah, they're pinging it out. They're gonna try and go for the duel here, the lift out. He needs to eat his way through the cogs and they'll find it. Should take the first duel. Victory here, even though the blinds trying to come through. The Resolut1on is dropping super low. Trixi with the extra movement speed, trying to run him down, but unable to finish the job here, unwilling to dive under the tower. Let's make his way out, but he has to walk all the way back to base.
Topson has managed to kill No Tail's bird. Yeah, are they like somewhere else?
I don't know, I don't see them right now. Bottom? No, it's just a catapult.
And this will allow him to get some ship damage on the mid tower, which is very welcome. That's what you want to. You want this tower to die early as DK, so you can start rotating on the map.
Normally see either that or just straight up rotating, getting a kill on the side lane and picking away at one of those towers instead, but right now it's gonna get some extra space. This Dragon Form just expired though, so no more easy tower pushing for him for a while. Pimpmu is completing now Resolut1on. Fully regioned up now.
Yep, and he's gonna go for the SNY. I thought maybe he's gonna go for a Battle Fury since there's so many stacks that Jerax is making for him.
Going Trixi here, does have the heals coming through, overwhelming odds, it's turning this around here, and, well, Trixi not quite low, the Shadow Fiend just ends up dying.
This is
what the hell was that?
Yeah, that is a lot of...
Plus 255? What the hell was that?
Nymph was like, why is Jerax running? Is he stupid? And then he got 3 hit.
Oh my god. Caught a glimpse of that, he went plus 255, and now Jack might actually be in trouble. Oxia helping out Thompson, but he's the one dropping down as No Tail gets his burst resummoned, stunned up. Follow up that from Pimpmu. More TPs coming through into the middle lane, but it's very hard to eat through this max out Gravekeeper cloak. I mean, this game, it was super quiet for the longest time, then it's just kills in 3 different places.
No line.
Not really doing me any favors as the camera person.
And
Now it's gonna get some of these birds are trying to at the very least. Thompson down to half health. Being lifted back. But No Tail, okay, that's a Nightmare just trying to keep him alive to the raise.
Indeed.
Stomp. Thanks to Bane. Jerax again does have 126 extra damage. Gonna look to try and put it to the test here for Pimpmu. And he also has to be careful not to be bursted down himself, so it's No Tail and Fly just grab the kill from the high ground instead.
That was a lot of trades back and forth. Finally someone dies.
Yeah.
That ends up to be Pimpmu.
Well, overall, OG coming out slightly ahead of all of these exchanges, but Goldcraft not really in a crazy amount of anyone's favor. I mean, Resolut1on is slightly ahead of everybody else, but the 3 cores on the side of the Radiant still in a decent position. Let's fall back to Soman bottom lane.
The game is quite even, however, but it is starting. It's starting to become more and more in OG's favor, but maybe 5%. I start to...
Jarek's caught out on bottom. Now, can he do something with that is the question. It's still hanging around, making sure that the creep wave isn't really gonna survive for all that long. So there's tier 1 in the bottom lane, only slightly pressured. Thompson's still camping this middle lane. Like, at what point do you say, hey, screw this mid tower, or no tower just defending it too well, and when you start to group up with the rest of the team regardless?
Yeah, he might. Yeah, exactly. He might want to stop trying to do this and go for a side lane tower. But
top lane Resolution, that's a really good catch. Pimpmu and Ox, yeah, they were smoked up, walking up the high ground to fight the Nightmare. No Fiend's Group just yet, but the Clockwork in the middle. No need for that.
Yeah, very, very nice pickup for them to get a big core hero. Yeah, now they're going on top
again. 4 points of Dragon's Blood, so he's not going to be 3 hit by Jarex despite that crazy amount of extra damage that he's got. Trixi though, it's a bit of a different story. Almost finished that one off. Nice little drop downs here, making sure the Thompson can't get that Dragon Tail off.
This Foreign Fly is also here. 1 blood.
Trixi's so low. Gets himself up now with Thompson lifted up into the air, person down by a couple of spells. He's trying to finish up Jarex, but can't quite get it. At that point, already committed.
Whoops, this
Trixi will drop down and, well, Fly even stole the Breathe Fire level 3. Pretty good.
A nice spell.
Can he turn us around here? I mean, there's a hookshot available on Clockwork.
I mean, yeah, this looks like OG feels like they might be pressured here and they're just taking it easy. They are meanwhile pushing the bottom tower and Resolution is just farming waste, so... Because she wants to go and mid. Nope.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Kind of been hanging around this middle lane for a while to make sure that Nope got Jared caught up again. By his Clockwork hookshot, still available, but if he had the mana for it. Pierce stick charges to work with, but with Fly also in the vicinity, he cannot actually make a kill out of that. After the top lane, we see Nymphy and Pimpmu, the trading tier 1 towers down bottom. Resolution was the one claiming one there, and again, I can't help but feel that at some point in this middle lane it's gonna be another bloodbath.
Yeah, both teams wants the mid 1 tower. Yeah. But we saw just recently the classical tier 1 safe lane towers exchange happens so often currently in Pro Dota, where you just change it. Both carries just move to the other side of the map and you get each other's tier 1 tower. Solution is gonna start killing this stack now. He doesn't have any Wii or so, but he's going for it.
It's gonna take him a while. It's also taking quite a bit of damage here once this blind from the axis wears off.
The mischance.
They also have Fly helping out with the Fate Bolt. Yeah.
Mischance and Fate Bolt is very nice for this.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's a lot of money. Surging ahead into the net worth here, closing in on the 6k mark. Going straight for the silver edge now, but looks of it here, not turning that into Sanjin Yasha.
That is kind of a scary silver edge. On the, I guess it's kind of for DK, so they're gonna be able to burst his DK very nicely because it does remove his passive Dragon Blood.
Yeah. It's basically a better Desolator up against DK, right? Taking away 12 armor in the 10 health region, but now let's try and bait him out perhaps a little bit. He has the rest of 5 anchors all smoked up. They want no tail. They want to try and bring him down. Lead up with the hook shot. Pimpmu's there. Red with the Fiend Script. And that should be enough. He still gets to use belts off somehow. He's a lot longer than I thought he would. But they get that kill. Nymphy will be the trade though with big damage from the Earth Splitter. And now the Fiend Script stolen from Fly. Returning this round up, but there's a duel coming through. It is OG who are dropping more and more heroes, but it's not going to be enough damage to actually finish the kill on Fly. Clockwork also super low. Resolution joining this fight is the thing that made the difference. Sim and his 4 together secure themselves another couple of kills. 4 for 2 trade in the end. Duel just ending, not leading into anything else, but damn, that Earth Splitter turnaround.
Yeah, extremely well placed Earth Splitter, and also Very good job by S4 to be able to just get out of the fight again and then have another winning Rift Illusion Orb jump ready with the Blink Dagger, and yeah, that was basically what turned the fight into their favor. I just want to point out, it looks like S4 has a freaking DD all the time. This is worse than the Spirit Breaker set.
It really does, doesn't it? Oh man.
Muglan's value.
Pay to win, etc. Top lane, no tail, just look at how obnoxious he is, just running people down with a grave chill. But we hear around him again, they find hookshot here, past the siege, create an MP there with a couple of raises. Is it gonna be enough though? With the duel now, maybe in the end? Oh, took them a while, but finally get the duel win on top of that. But now, it's only S4 this time responding. So,
Resolution is here.
Be able to dodge that. MP looks super low. He's gonna get the kill, isn't he? He is with the axes, chasing him down.
Blade as well. Just got it delivered.
One more. There it is. Comes right away in pack soon, looking for that bash. Not quite find it just yet, but with the stomp, with the burst damage from S4. Just gonna go one by one. Trixi dragged back by the Earth Splitter. Such a good positioning again, and Thompson last man standing from his team after triple kill for Resolut1on. He's gonna turn it into an ultra kill if S4 wasn't taking that away from him. Gonna be some angry voices in team chat, I'm sure, right about now.
And that was a fight with Resolut1on pack. That was like, he's just allowed to put out so much more damage than otherwise. So I'm sure he was very happy with taking that fight.
Oh yeah. Now OG, they still have that Troll Warlock getting so many kills for himself. He's just surging more and more ahead, and that's the point where a hero like this, like, how do you actually deal with him? If he's so strong, if he's killing you so.
Derek's is being bot here.
Double shot here, brought down with the overrunning odds. There's another duel available, but the rest of OG are there, ready to fight with the storm slowing them down. Paxer with a brains upon high jump, but Resolution once again the one to get the first kill of this exchange.
Go till bottom, he's sniffing up Nymphy. Oh, Michael's kills.
Can he solo kill? He does not have his birds with him right now.
So the answer is no. Damage from the race, but
nice little stomp there as well from the Centaur taking over. Bane, the one dropping down super low. Now the shrine is used, but they have the feed script still from Fly. They're looking for Nymphy and they're gonna get him too. And maybe more. Thompson. That sleeve, it actually catches him on the edge. Fly is there with Green Fire Storm, so plenty of extra burst. Snap back on that ultimate. It's one by one. It won't stop coming, East Coast.
Yeah, and I mean, that looked to be nothing, which ended up in 3 kills for OG, because I was like, no, they're not going to be able to get this SF. He doesn't have his birds or anything.
Yep.
But in the end, I mean, they get the kill on DK and SF. OG is just ready for whenever, like, no-tail, he probably calls it out. Guys, SF is here. Maybe he didn't have a TP, I'm not sure. But yeah, his team is there. They're moving towards him instantly, and they're able to catch a lot.
Yep. Alright, 5 anchors. They keep trying. Is that the right thing to do? Just keep smoking up, keep trying to find these kills. I mean, you have the Clockwork, you have the Lead Commander. It seems like that's what they're drafted for, right?
But we can see 5 anchors, they're just trying over and over again, because they're feeling a little bit... Oh,
this is a big one. If they can finish it here, the duel's ready to follow up after that. But yeah, rest of OG is their Resolution. Just turning things around. That's 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead. Didn't even break a sweat. He's down to 2/3 of his health points.
Yeah, and I actually thought for a second, oh, this troll is alone, but I don't know if OG sniffs it out. Like, they just have that kind of map awareness or whatever, but the entire team is just showing up at the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of alone for like 3-4 seconds, but 5 anchors that don't really have the damage to really do any sort of significant, anything of significance with that.
No.
Right? Resolution is too tanky for that at this point.
And as for he did go for Kaya, which is not a common puck item really. We don't see it ever, but I do love it with the null field bonus magic damage and the Earth Spirit. Elder Titan, of course, not Earth Spirit. But that's a lot of bonus magic damage. So
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire
Well,
are scanning.
get the team fight, they get Roshan, they get a tier 1 tower, and they won't stop at that. With the Aegis in hand, they can feel very comfortable, or very confident as well. Just go for more than one lane, even the birds, plus another catapult working away at the tier 2 mid.
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
What do you think about this Lucius build then, by the way? I mean, didn't go for that medallion. Trixi seems trouble. He might be with the call coming through. Resolut1on thinking about the ice bullet coming through. Doesn't quite catch anybody though. Oxia, oh god, look at this damage from the birds. Bringing that down on the high ground here. They burst him down. Meanwhile, down below, they find another stomp on the tops and slip credit. Oh, nice Phoenix Grip from the high ground here. Stolen though, once again onto Shadowfiend. They need more damage from Dota. Is happy to provide. Oh, dropping like flies. Duel coming through. They're gonna almost ending
Radiant's
in a
middle
win for
tower
OG. They're all super low this time, but well, everyone. Light Anchors almost killed all of them, but as I always say, almost doesn't get you anything in Dota. They're still gonna take your lives, and they're still gonna take your racks.
Actually, one hit away on 3 heroes.
Radiant's middle
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
Calculated is OG says as they're taking the tier 3 tower.
Yeah. See again the duel, super close. Bit of a lag spike, but I'm back.
Yeah, this Visage build, this Helm of Dominator, I've seen it quite a bit. It seems to be the norm of Visage spammers. I don't really know any Visage spammers, but the Visage mids I've seen ever since Helm of Dominator became popular again seems to be the item choice. And I mean, it kind of makes sense. You have this burst, and then you have maybe a centaur stun or whatever, and you just lock them down for even longer.
Yeah.
And the HP region, you know, that HP region on the Helm of Dominator is so amazing to have one on the team.
Also, the attack speed. I mean, familiars have good attack speed regardless, but it's also helping out.
And it helps in like having one Helm of Dominator in your team is just amazing in any game.
Oh yeah. Alright. OG still have that Aegis for another 2 minutes even. The rest of them smoked up behind Resolut1on as they're looking towards this tier 2 on the bottom. The last outer tier tower standing here for 5 anchors who are in a bit of a rough spot to say the least. 15k behind. And they have heroes that rely on being the ones ahead. Like Nymphy and the Shadowfiend. Like, what are you gonna do? You have Blink, you have BKB. It's not really damage output that he provides.
He did just finish up his BKB, and OG, they have this insane amount of spell damage. So maybe this BKB can be a turning point for them. I don't see it happening, but if anything, BKBs are definitely going to be helping.
Yeah. Just a stopgap though, I feel like. Because how are they going to kill OG? And I think find them solo. Alright, Elder Titan could be a good one. But again, OG, the rest of the team never far away. They're going to get that kill. The Fiends go on the high ground really this time, so no way for him to steal it for the time being. They're going to be able to get the 2 kills. Alright, 2 for the trade. Can they find more? Ooh, the Lincoln Sphere keeping them alive here against that nightmare attempt. The birds also get away. So hey, that's a good start. Find the supports, try and burst them down. Or losing a clockwork for it.
The big thing is, I do believe they saw S4 top, and then they just instantly went on the OG heroes in their own Radiant jungle. So, well done by FackBack to still find opportunities to claw back into the game.
Well, need a few more of that. Kind of stop the bleeding with it. But Gold Graph petering out here at this 15-16k mark. Can make it happen. I mean, 20 dual damage, it's not the worst thing in the world, obviously, but ideally you want more if you're Legion Commander.
You do, for sure, but I have a little bit of a doggish. I'm gonna mute the mic for 30 seconds.
Yep. Down bottom, tops, and they find him. Resolut1on super low, but again, that Aegis in the hand. It's about to expire anyway. There it is, ready to heal him up. Get another freebie. Thompson just very aggressively pushing that out. Meanwhile, hookshot mid here to counter initiate as Trixi gets gone, just straight up TPing out or trying to anyway to sleep. Hits on 3 with the Earth Split at Jarex with the big plays and the big damage. Resolut1on take it over. Quick dual win for Fly. Plus 14. Almost as much, just lead commander proper. So 3 hooks down overall. Pimpmu is also going to be added to that list. Nymphy last man standing because he's not part of that at all. He's still pushing top. Gonna get that tier 2, but his base is going to be in peril. He's not gonna lose one set. They're gonna lose more than one set of racks here. The big team fight in mid. Triple Storm from Jarex into triple Earthsplitter. And that is GG. It's called 2-0. Is the scoreline for this best of 3. OG off to good start in the scoreline.
5 anchors, they have been looking... They've been doing well in some open, they've been winning some open qualifiers and they haven't been looking bad at all. But OG